Good morning, everybody. Except it's not morning, it's evening. Spent the day. I did daddy duties, so I got up this morning a little later than normal. Relaxing a little bit, right? Basically gonna take the majority of the time off until January 1st, and then we'll kick it into high gear again. So I'm doing other things, like today was daddy duty day. So daddy duty day. Okay, anyway, one of Neve's presents was a 6-foot tall cat tree. So I went over and built that for her today, put up a shelf for her, did daddy duties. Mama Badger's feeling a little bit better, so she was actually in the living room today, on the couch anyway, doing a little work, which I told her not to. I told her to rest, but she's coughing so much, she's having trouble sleeping, so she at least hung out on the couch today. And yeah, then we had dinner. We watched Red One. Have you guys seen that yet? A Christmas movie. It was what I expected it to be. Anyway, real quick shout out to BD Ryder. He sent me a Christmas card along with a Christmas sticker. He's always on it. We always get a card from him, and I just wanted to shout out to him. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Anywho, so over the past few days, I've had a lot of time to like flip on some YouTube and watch it. And to be honest with you, I've been watching a lot of the Wheels Through Time channel. You guys know what I'm talking about? Wheels Through Time is a museum in North Carolina. I did a video there. We went there this year, and it's awesome. But they do a lot of videos on fixing the bikes and getting the bikes in and what condition they're in and getting them running, because one of the things about their museum is all the bikes run. How cool is that? So they're always working on them. So it's really cool to watch them fix them and find parts and all that fun stuff and find the bikes themselves. So I've been watching quite a bit of that. But as I'm flipping through, I'm seeing a lot of videos about motorcycling is dead. Like that's their title. And I know a lot of that is to catch your attention and get you to watch the video. That's kind of the whole purpose of making these videos, right? I haven't watched any of them just because I had my own thoughts on this and I didn't want to be influenced by their thoughts on this. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should have. But anyway, my thoughts on motorcycling being dead. I don't know that it's necessarily dead now, but it is definitely dying. And, you know, a lot of that is our fault. What I mean by that is it's become really easy to hand our kids a phone or an iPad or something like that, or get them a video game and let that become their world and their babysitter. And then we have time to do whatever we want to do, right? Watch whatever show we want to watch. Do whatever we want to do. So in that, there's not as much, hey son, let's go ride dirt bikes, right? And I think the side-by-side market has taken a lot of that, right? So it's easier for me to buy a side-by-side and take the whole family out, have a good time. But the problem with that is that means I'm not buying dirt bikes for the family to ride, right? And so I think everything's pushing away from starting our kids in motorcycles and bicycles and all of that. Like, we're pushing away from that. And of course, that's definitely killing our motorcycles. And then you throw in the fact of the expense, right? Everybody says they're hugely expensive. My opinion on that is they've always been really expensive. We're just a lot more sensitive to it now than we used to be. But you throw in all of these different factors. And although I did a little research, and I couldn't find anywhere where there was like a drop in motorcycle registrations or anything like that. Now, I know that there's been a drop in new motorcycle sales, but how do you judge like the private market? You know, how can you tell how many motorcycles are out there, how many are owned, you know, how many new people are buying new motorcycles? There's really not a way. So all you can really do is check for amount of registered riders or amount of motorcycles that are registered, right? And all of those numbers don't show a big decrease, at least from what info I can get. If somebody else has some other info, put where you found it in the comments below. I'd be really curious about it. But anyway, then you throw in the fact that at least the Harley culture isn't all that accepting to new people anyway, right? Like, I mean, if you're a rich urban guy, you're a rub. Do you guys remember that? That used to be the big thing. And people still use that term now, but you know, that's not real accepting, right? Just because you have a good job and you buy you a new motorcycle because you want to ride motorcycles, now all of a sudden we don't accept you as a real motorcycle rider. I mean, come on, guys. But you throw that in, right? And you're all excited. You get a new motorcycle. You go to bike night, and then you know you just don't get accepted. And that can discourage you, right? Kids on the crotch rockets, we're not really friendly to them. There's a reason for that, right? You've seen some of the videos I've posted. They, you know, they don't necessarily. What do I want to say? They don't necessarily induce friendliness when they're, you know, hitting their rev limiter, going through the crowd at bike night. I mean, that just screams asshole. I'm sorry. If I have to cover my ears because you've got it on the rev limiter going through the crowd at bike night, yeah, that doesn't encourage me to be like, yeah, welcome to the biker culture. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's just a couple of my thoughts. I'll dig deeper this next year when I start doing weekly videos. You're gonna see subjects like this a little more in depth, where I'll spend more time researching it, getting numbers, having graphs and all that fun stuff for you guys to see to back up my thoughts. But since it's a daily video, you get just my thoughts. Anywho, that's my thoughts for today. I hope you guys are having a great week. I don't know how many of you are back at work or at home, but either way, hope you have a great week. New Year's just around the corner. I have 5 videos left. 5. So we'll see y'all when I have 4 left. See you tomorrow.